competition, please stand. If you have participated in any state-level competition, please stand. If you have participated in students offering support, please stand. If you have taken an advanced placement class, please stand. If you were part of a school play, choral, or instrumental music performance, please stand. If you are a four-year athletic letter winner, please stand. If you are a member of the National Honor Society, please stand. If you have been a member of the Student Senate, please stand. If you have participated in a service project of any kind, please stand. If you took a class at a local college or university, please stand. If you were a Pathfinder leader for freshman orientation, please stand. If you are a four-year academic letter winner, please stand. If you have competed or will complete any national level competitions, please stand. If you have earned a technical diploma, please stand. If you have served as a special education assistant, please stand. If you took an online course or were a part of the virtual charter, please stand. If you have earned a scholarship of any kind, please stand. class representative of 2024, and I have been given the great honor to deliver the commencement address for this remarkable student body. Before all else, I'd like to begin by expressing my gratitude for those filling this room and those watching at home. Our family and friends have played enormous roles within our lives, giving us countless opportunities to flourish. They have stood alongside us, impelling us to be persistent in attaining our goals. But most importantly, I'd like to express my gratitude for our staff, for providing us an educational experience of such outstandingly high caliber. Words cannot express my appreciation for these individuals who have pushed us to where we are now. Today marks the pivotal moment we have all been anticipating since we stepped into this institution. We've been extremely fortunate to be a part of this community here at St. Chris Central High School. Before departing the building today, I'd like to express some words of encouragement for the class of 2024 as we ease ourselves into this new chapter that is awaiting for us. I would like to share the significance of perfecting your craft. When we are given opportunities, we often find ourselves pondering if there is ever the right time. And so we wait, insisting that we can continue to push off our duties until we are prepared to follow through. Unfortunately, we will never be ready for the obstacles that are going to be thrown in our direction. As we stroll into life blindly, we realize that control is the last thing we have a grasp on. The first and the only way to step closer to mastering your craft is to begin. The only way to finish is to begin. Have the courage to start and have enough heart to finish. Do not shy away from the opportunities that will allow you to flourish into the individual that you strive to be. I once heard, it is not where the function starts that determines its limit. It's where the derivative is headed. In life, it has relative maximums and minimums, but it is still relative. It is not where we begin that determines our limitation. It is our mindset and our will to continue to work towards the outcome that we wish for ourselves. It is that when we begin, that shows us where we are headed. During Mr. Kimberly's question time, I had asked, what is your definition of success? In which she responded that success is merely the improvements you make rather than the outcome. Every step towards bettering oneself is success itself. We have to recognize that it is not where we start or how we start, but it's that we did. James N. Watkins once said, "A river cuts a rock, not through its power, but through its persistence." Graduating is one of the many accomplishments that we cannot overlook. It resembles the end of a journey, one we have so relentlessly worked towards for the last 12 years. However, this moment is merely just a milestone within our step towards this ideal that we refer to as success. When we wish to attain a goal, we commit our blood, sweat, and tears to following through. So let us celebrate the accomplishments of today, but after, begin the preparation of accomplishments for tomorrow. The future does not wait, and in order to reach that, we must strive ourselves to be proactive in our daily endeavors and to continue to be strong and ambitious individuals. We must not let the successes like these to cloud our vision for the foreseeable future. We shall acknowledge them and strive to continue to exceed the line of what we believe is our potential. Let us strive towards our future, persisting to continue the journey we once began. Every step we take is a step closer to perfecting our craft. The will to be courageous, to persist, and to begin will allow us to build the foundation of who we are. I congratulate the class of 2024. I wish nothing but fulfillment, success, and endless possibilities for your future. As I step off the stage, I only ask that every decision you make progresses towards who you ideally want to be. Commit to mastering your craft, and perfection there will be. Thank you.
Thank you, Henri. We will now have some comments and a message from Superintendent Tim Whitaker.
serve as your superintendent at St. Croix Central. The district vision is be a district respected by others as a model of excellence in student achievement. And our mission is to prepare our students with exceptional character, knowledge, and skills to thrive in their changing world. I have witnessed our graduates achieve excellence in academics, arts, and athletics countless times, as well as demonstrate exceptional character in our school and community. St. Croix Central has provided you graduates with many opportunities to showcase your talents, as Harmony just pointed out. And you have certainly taken advantage of those opportunities. Today, we're here to formally recognize the academic achievement of the graduating class of 2024. But graduates, you have much to be proud of through your many accomplishments in arts and athletics as well. And on behalf of our staff from the elementary school through high school, please know that we are very proud of you. I'm super proud that St. Croix Central has provided you with many opportunities to showcase your talents and has prepared you for whatever is next. Public education is a career that prepares every person for every job in this world. And it's a job that is not taken lightly, and one that we're quite proud of here at St. Croix Central. Now, there have been a number of key people in the audience tonight who have provided the class of 2023 with guidance, wisdom, support, and molded these graduates into the young adults they are today. And I would like to recognize you at this time by standing, if able. Can I please have all grandparents and great-grandparents of the graduates stand and be recognized? Can I please have all the aunts and uncles stand? If one of the graduates is your brother or your sister, please stand. All St. Croix Central School District staff members, please stand. Lastly, and most importantly, the most influential educators of all, parents, please stand and be recognized. Class of 2024, my best advice as you continue the journey is to keep a positive mindset. Focus on being thankful for what you have instead of what you don't. We tend to attract what we focus on. We tend to find things more often when we are looking for them. So focus on the good. Look for the good because it is abundant. Lastly, showing gratitude and grace can never be a bad thing. Saying thank you, please, and I'm sorry go a long way in forming and strengthening our relationships and achieving our goals. And at the end of the day, meaningful relationships are what really matters. Where you're at today and where you will end up are the result of hundreds of decisions. You are in control of your destiny. And lastly, surround yourself with good people and enrich the lives of those around you. Best wishes, class of 2024, and at this time, it is my pleasure to introduce Ms. Sydney Rochelle.
Thank you, Mr. Whitaker, for the kind introduction, and good evening, fellow graduates. As I stand here before the class of 2024, It's crazy to reflect on how much we have grown and all we have been through these past 13 years. In so many ways, we've learned together that being a Panther means to be respectful, responsible, and successful. Even though we are walking across this stage tonight, we will still all be Panthers as we carry these values into our post-high school lives and experiences. Most of our journeys at St. Croix Central began in kindergarten. We arrived as strangers, but as we built gingerbread houses and filled each other's Valentine boxes, we began to forge friendships and connections that would last us for years to come. Elementary school passed in a blur, learning skills such as flexibility, resilience, and how to kill wood ticks with the help of Panther Camp. We played and learned together, and by the time 4th grade graduation came around, we were ready to be middle schoolers. As we adjusted to middle school life, we began to truly learn what it means to be an SCC Panther. We chose our lunch tables, hobbies, and sports, sang the Helping Bird song with Miss J about 1,000,000 times, and began to develop as individuals. Around the same time that puberty hit, so did COVID. As we were forced to retreat into our homes and sacrifice many 8th grade traditions, we became high schoolers in a time of uncertainty. Freshman year was riddled with masks, contact tracing, and social distancing, but we eventually figured it out and adjusted to a new normal. Class of 2024, we are nothing short of resilient. When the pandemic finally concluded, we were moving onward to sophomore year, which brought a far more normal high school experience. We could finally sit by each other, play sports without masks, and live without fear of the phone ringing in class and finding out we were getting sent home for 2 weeks. Junior year accompanied the upperclassman mentality, more responsibility, and the dreaded ACT. It was tough, but we made it through. Finally, we were on to senior year. I thought senior year was supposed to be easy, but with the absence of extra classes came the stress of senior pictures, planning grad parties, choosing a college or career, and how to answer the ever-elusive question, what will you major in? Because at our age, we obviously know what we want to do for the rest of our lives. Then we blinked, and senior year was over. That brings us to now. The day we have worked so hard for has finally arrived. Here we all sit, wearing our caps and gowns, ready to graduate. Whether we are ready or not, we forever leave the familiar comfort of this experience. Class of 2024, take a look around at all your friends and classmates. Take this moment in. We will never all be in the same room together again. As we part ways, I want to thank you all for the last 13 years. We have grown together, helped each other hold our heads high, decided our futures, and became the graduating adults that we are today. No matter where life takes us, let's continue to take pride in using our Panther values. Respect, responsibility, and success will undoubtedly follow. Class of 2024, we have so much to be proud of and even more to look forward to. Thank you.
We will now have a performance by our band, arranged by Sam Hazel and conducted by Mr. Conley.
Thank you for that awesome music. Thank you, Mr. Conway. Now I'd like to introduce our next speaker, Miss Peyton Murph. Peyton is going to share her thoughts on the future of the class of 2024.
Thank you, Mr. Nussbaum, for the introduction, and thank you, Cindy, for reflecting on the past. Also, shout out to Nussbaum again. I hope you enjoy retirement as much as you've enjoyed our class. But it is with great honor and humility that I address you tonight on behalf of class of 2024. Today marks an important milestone in all of our lives, a night filled with both nostalgia for the memories we've shared and anticipation for the adventure that lies ahead. It's bittersweet knowing we're actually done with high school. I mean, we never would have made it without TikTok and AirPods. But as Cindy stated before, we all know what it means to be a Panther at St. Croix Central. To be respectful, to be responsible, and to be successful. But in what ways will we display these Panther values in our future? Well, I thought it'd be more impactful to hear some wisdom from members within our school district. I reached out to our mentors, our teachers, coaches, and other inspiring individuals who embody these values daily. When talking about respect, of course Mr. Johnson used a metaphor. He said that you can catch more flies with honey than vinegar, meaning the problem will still get solved, but it's just easier when it's done nicely. Mr. Tackman said, it's important to be a good friend, listener, and leader, but to be great at those three things is part of what goes into being a respectful person. Mr. Legness said, to gain respect, one must offer respect. Always treat others the way you want to be treated. Always speak to others the way you want to be spoken to. Next, in regards to responsibility, Mrs. Crowley said, being responsible is paying bills on time and setting money aside for retirement. A typical Crowley response. It's almost like she teaches personal finances. Mrs. J said, responsibility is doing what you have to do, even when it's the last thing you want to do. No matter the situation, you need to face it head on. Mr. Holzer shared that everyone has something to give. One can give back by donating time, money, or knowledge, and it is their responsibility to pass those along. In terms of success, I reached out to Mrs. Herrick, and the success story I had the privilege of listening to was nothing short of inspiring. We also talked about many components that go into being successful: commendable work ethic, resilience, goal setting, and gratitude are just a few. When seeing results, we discussed how critical it is to keep displaying gratitude, humility, hard work, and maintaining strong connections with others. No matter your background, we all have the opportunity to reach our goals and be successful. We're fortunate to have been educated, coached, raised, and supported by amazing individuals within our community. They helped instill these Panther values within us. Our class is very successful, but this is only the beginning. Some of us will enter the workforce, others the military service, and many plan to enroll in a post-secondary institution. Regardless of which path is chosen, I can say with complete certainty that our class will continue to do amazing things. The world we are forced into is rapidly evolving and will continue to change. But don't worry, we can Google our way through that too. But to withstand the unknown future that lies ahead, we must remain steadfast in our Panther values and always remember the lessons learned. Congratulations, fellow graduates. It is important to appreciate the past journey, but to also be hopeful and excited about the future ahead. An unknown author once stated, kindness is a choice that can change the world. So class of 24, let's change the world. Thank you.
Very well done, Peyton. And who would have ever thought that Peyton and Sydney found out they were doing speeches like 2.5 weeks ago? So thank you. Now we will have a song played by Miss Newman and the choir. Thank you for the music.
is Stephanie Posta. I'm the principal of the St. Clair Virtual Academy. I'm honored to introduce our keynote speaker tonight, a remarkable and devoted leader, Mr. Pete Nussbaum. Pete has dedicated 27 years to serving the students, staff, and families of the St. Clair Central School District. His unwavering commitment to the growth and success of every student has left an indelible mark on each and every one. Pete embodies what it means to be a true servant leader and will stop at nothing to make sure his students are taken care of. His commitment to serving others goes beyond mere duty. It's his calling, his passion. Every decision he has made throughout his time at SCC was guided by one simple principle: what's best for kids. He has a heart of gold, an unmatched dedication, and a spirit that tirelessly advocates for the well-being of all of the students that he serves. As Pete embarks on a new chapter in his journey, his legacy as a relentless champion for students will continue to inspire us all. Please welcome Mr. Pete Nussbaum.
First of all, Ms. Hinsman gave me some terrible advice this week, as I knew I was going to struggle. My glasses were fogging up, holy cow. To get through this, she said, you know, when I have to sing at a funeral, they say, just pretend you're making lasagna. I had a heck of a time reading my speech and the recipe card at the same time, and it just wasn't going to work. The class of 24, what a blessing it is and an honor to be picked. Not sure if you picked me to see me cry one more time, or it may have mentioned I am retiring, and maybe you want to see what I was willing to say up here, because what are they going to do? Well, here it goes. Heads up, Mr. Whitaker. As I wrote my speech, I couldn't help but think about 12 years. It really began in kindergarten when Landon taught me some choice words at Noah's 5-year birthday party. That's also when Caden Wester found his first girlfriend. Nothing's really changed. Landon is still sharing choice words daily. And Caden has set the school record for having a girlfriend every year while in school. Chloe, you definitely complete him. Don't worry, Sully, you were a close second. Kindergarten was also the first time, I'm sure that there were many, that would embarrass my son Noah. I'm pretty sure I helped him create the worst gingerbread house in the history of the tradition. Matter of fact, he hasn't asked me for help since. Now, as I truly reflect on the class of 24 and my time, I think of variety. A variety of intelligence, a variety of personalities, and a variety of talent. Although you're not a class of vocal leaders, I will tell you, you did a tremendous job of leading by example. Class of 24, you're a unique class. It's already been mentioned. The class that was displaced by fire. Class that you lost your DC trip and 8th grade graduation of COVID. Boo. Through it all, you persevered and kept going. And then when we were rejoined in middle school, I again realized what a truly special class you were. Middle school is also the time that Peyton and Nolan showed up. Peyton quickly became Caden's girlfriend. And it also marked the first time that Nolan would pose in front of a mirror, checking out his abs, and flexing his chicken wings. But first, he had to push Mitchell out of the way because Mitchell was redoing his hair. Middle school also marked the time. Sorry, I'm actually laughing. Making my rule. Don't laugh at your own jokes, ever. Bad idea. Middle school also marked the time when a lot of the fun student nicknames, well, almost all of them. There was once a group of 8th grade boys that tried to name their wind class Gares Bears. Whining Gary Larson wasn't so happy about that one. There are also many other nicknames that go with this class since then. Mo, O-Dog, Diesel, Jack in the Box, Lando, Pony, Lucy Lou, Sid the Kid, Raccoon! Where are you, Raccoon? Petey, Waz, Cletus, Shoda, and the most recent nickname, one of my favorite, picked it out a couple weeks ago myself, Liver Lips Brock. And there's another one, Bonsai, for Faith. I wish I would have figured that one out a couple years ago. I think I might have had a little fun with that one. Have you ever seen it hit a softball? Now you know why. 4 years ago, I was very sad when I had to say goodbye to you all, but who know again that we would be rejoined again one more time. And I'd be here to help you across the finish line. Class of 24, I want to congratulate you for the amazing accomplishments. You whooped butt in the first ever esports season. You've won the first ever middle border wrestling and baseball conference championships. Your amazing actors and set crew put on one of the best musicals ever to grace our auditorium. You have a world-class pianist, you heard her. The world-class musicians. You have many athletes going to college to compete. And a Division I female hockey player in Kendall Sunby, who probably would have been a D1 football player if we would have let her. I think, though, the most successful program of the class of 24 is definitely the Powder Puff football team. I am pretty sure there are a lot of underclassmen girls up here and out there that are pretty happy watching you graduate. Some of the best hits on our football field have come from you. Class of 24, tack on your bus race successes, many graduates of Mechatronics, a world-class archer, great trap shooters, great dancers, and let's not forget about Brody Pizig continuing to break his own shot put record, heading to state, and the famous B&B podcast. I can easily say you're one of the most accomplished classes and decorated classes in history. With all that being said, I need to remind you that in one short year or so, unless you become that group of guys who will get together and watch your videotapes for the next 20 years and talk about how good you were, none of what I've talked about will matter. But I've hopefully taught you many lessons beyond athletics and activities. I'm going to pass on a few more. The first one I'd like to pass on tonight comes from my favorite author, John Maxwell. Significance lies on the path of helping others and making the world a better place. And if you listen to Mr. Whitaker's speech, you'll hear a couple of the other things that he's talked about. What John Maxwell is telling us is that a life of significance cannot be achieved if you think of other people as obstacles that must be overcome. This means valuing everyone, not just those close to you. How often do we look past others without really getting to know them or appreciating them as individuals? Every person has value. We need to make a difference. We need to intentionally value others and express that value to them, even if they're behind a counter at a convenience store. It's not optional if we desire to be significant. If there's been one thing I've discovered in my life, is true happiness and joy comes from serving others. I truly believe believe you reap what you sow. And life is not about the money you make, but the difference you make. To keep myself accountable at the end of the day, I ask myself one question. Did I add value to school or others or my family today? And it's a great question to ask. The next two tidbits I have for you come from people much smarter than me. I'm going to be honest and tell you I cheated a little bit and took this from a speech from a few years ago, but there's two quotes I'd like to share that are very important. First one comes from Miss Piggy. I don't care what you think of me unless you think I'm awesome. In which case, you're right. And if there's any quote I'd like you to think about that as you walk out of here, it's that. Don't let what anybody thinks of you become who you are. The second one comes from Kermit the Frog. Never worry about failure, it's going to happen, but that's okay. Go ahead, take chances, and you might just find out what feels like failure isn't failure at all. It's what inspires you to dream even bigger. Class of 24, don't let people take your joy, especially for the tiniest and dumbest things. You're going to be inconvenienced. There's going to be differences. And most importantly, don't complain about it on Facebook. That's from me. Most recently, I was listening to the Daily Hope podcast, and it was a message that I wasn't going to share until I heard it just 2 days ago. You only influence things when you have a passion for it. When you have heart for something, you will give your best. Find that passion, because you aren't going to accomplish much in life without it. I was blessed to be able to find that passion. I don't know why not, right? Another bit of advice that some of you have already heard from me, and very important as you embark in your next journey, and you also heard a little bit from Mr. Whitaker, who you hang out with makes a difference. You're going to walk into new universities, new towns, new houses, house parties, you name it. Okay? And if that person next to you that you're hanging out with doesn't make you a better person, you need to reevaluate that. Some people like you better when you are hurting and sick, especially if they believe you are worse off than they are. Always think about that. There's a piece in the Bible that actually reads, "Run with fools, you become a fool." And the last one, kind of most special to me, and it's about how you live your life. The next tidbit comes from entrepreneur Paul Hawken. It's very important. Ralph Waldo Emerson once asked, "What would you do if the stars only came out once every 1,000 years?" You wouldn't sleep that night, of course. Instead, the stars come out every night, and what do? We watch television and sit on our phone. Well, not sit on it, but I think you know what I mean. Each of you is a complex and beautiful star in the universe. You've done great things, and we've gone way off course in terms of honoring the great things we have in our life. You are graduating to the most amazing but challenging, and I had to look this word up, stupefying challenge ever requested by any generation. The generations before you failed because they didn't stay up all night. They got distracted and lost sight. The most unrealistic person in the world is a cynic, not the dreamer. Hopefulness only makes sense when it doesn't make sense to be hopeful. This is your century. Take it. Run with it as your life depends on it. And at last, my final advice to class of 2024, and I promise, final advice, nothing more. Comes from Matthew Kelly. Class of 24. Good God. Just don't be yourself. Be truly the best version of yourself every minute, every hour, every day. Wish you all the best. Anything the world can provide. Thank you. What you're really here for, not that display, is the awarding of the diplomas. First row, would you please stand?
Avery Lee Adrian. Abigail Sharon Niemeyer. Lydia Koski. Sophie Alexandra Franklin. Nolan Patrick Murph. Peyton Kaylin Murph. Sydney Marie Rochelle. Faith Ann Bunzy. Ian Victoria Mueller. Ellen Marie Hansen. Raven Lily Marie Oldenburg Garcia. Finley Roisin Ella Marie Oldenburg Garcia. Wyatt Gerald Peterson. Riley Shane Becker. Caitlin Zhang. Ava Jane Mortel. Brianna Lois Hovenhagen. Isabel Ann Sabelko. Briley Muriel Rose Brunner. Madison Joy Osegar. Reese Marion Hebink. Sophia Evelyn Madlun. Christian James Tritz. Emily Grace Kobilka. Harmony S. Mua. Kayla Danielle Evans. Mason Scott Sullivan. Owen Maxwell Talladge. Sawyer Scott Brunslick. Owen Robert Wasley. Rhett Thomas Schweitzer. Landon David Langer. Mazen Kareem Korsha. Monty James Morgan. Emmeline Moore. Brian James Ford. Jared Paul Frazier. Caleb Andrew Ziem. Mason Richard Walsh. Gwendolyn Pavick. Jaden Dominique Gordon. Jalen Ann Hinsman. Samuel Eugene Fisher. Teague Julian Holzer. Mitchell Landon Larson. Drew Michael Klinkhammer. Nicholas Ryan Corning. Elliot Mark Heinz. Brennan Charles Sanders. Samantha Rose Knoble. Hannah